Cathay Pacific is one of our favourite airlines. Beautiful lounges, champagne, caviar, and that delicious Cathay Delight specialty drink. Their first class and business class products are solid, even if the food was just a little bit better before COVID. But overall, it's a very calming experience and 5-star at best. So what's it like at the other end of the plane in economy? Let's find out.
Good morning and welcome to Shanghai Airport. In today's video we're flying with Cathay Pacific on the A330 in economy.
Usually I would love nothing more than to film the flight from Hong Kong, because they have some exceptional lounges for those in business class or first, or if you hold frequent flyer status. But I've just come off a Swiss Airbus A330 the previous day. Beautiful, I know. I wanted to spend a few days in Hong Kong before my next and life-changing flight, which was on board Lufthansa's Boeing 747 in first class, and I got an absolute bargain price on that one. Even the view was incredible, and if you want to see those reviews, they'll be available on the end of this one. I do have World Emerald status, so I'm going to get to use the priority lane and the lounge, but today will be a little bit more humble.
So the check-in was pretty easy. There was a queue of about 15 people in economy.
And having made it through security, I was hoping to do some local plane spotting.
Now if you're hoping some really good views of the planes outside, you're going to be sorely disappointed because it's an incredibly foggy day. So here's some pandas instead.
And having bought half the store because they're just so cute, Cathay Pacific has, in my view, some of the best lounges in the world, and Shanghai's Pudong International Airport is no exception. The lounge here is absolutely beautiful, and if it raises your interest, then you can check out our review of the 4 beautiful lounges Cathay Pacific has in Hong Kong. The new lounge in Shanghai is based on the pier at Hong Kong, and designed by the same firm who I'm proud to say are based in London. The inspiration for the design was comfort, because air travel can be exhausting and many of the travellers have the pressure of important meetings. So the space uses subdued lighting, luxurious wooden walls, marble and different seating options. It certainly feels like a comfortable and luxurious way to eat. What are your thoughts? Have you been and did you love it? Let us know in the comments below.
It is such a shame that it's foggy outside because this would have been an absolutely perfect place to see planes both left and right.
While I hope for better weather, I'm going to make myself more comfortable in what has been nicknamed the A380 chair. These can be found in many of Cathay's lounges and are private, cosy and have charging built in. You can probably tell from my face that what I've just eaten was a nice but interesting surprise.
This is like a custard cake type thing.
Cathay Pacific will always be 5-star to me, even if other critics don't agree. They have a wide range of foods catering to both a Western market, like this English breakfast, which comes with chicken sausages, or my local favourite, suamai. I really don't want to leave, but the weather has improved and the clouds are disappearing, and I'm really keen to see some local airlines that are mysterious to me.
As airports go, Shanghai Pudong Airport is really quite calm, quite chilled, and I really love the architecture. The other thing from an aviation point of view is there are so many interesting planes I would just otherwise never see outside China.
I have just enough time to get a souvenir for Brent. Screw it, I'll get him a panda. Not a real one, but that would be interesting if guests came over. Anyway, I digress, it's time for the journey map. CX365 will take just under 3 hours to reach Hong Kong, so I'm pretty sure I can survive. Unfortunately, the fog has delayed boarding by 20 minutes, but I'm eager not to lose my spot in the queue. Having one more Emerald affords me to board in the first class queue, which is one of the best aspects of Cathay Pacific on their local routes, to reward those with a higher status. Naturally, business class and Sapphire board second, followed by everybody else. I've never actually stuck around long enough to find out what happens.
So boarding was just a tiny bit late, but that's okay, it's only 10 minutes, nothing at all.
Here's today's Airbus A330-300 variant, which is all pretty in the very stylish and slightly abstract Cathay Pacific livery. Now if you thought that picking a seat was straightforward, unfortunately it's not. When you make the booking online, they have a wonderful seat map, but Cathay Pacific has 5 different variants, with economy ranging from 191 seats to 265. The difference in the number of economy seats comes from the business class section, which we flew last year on a different variant in their high density version, which is in a less favourable 222 configuration, also called the recliner because it doesn't go flat. Today's variant features the Citrus 2 business class seat in a much nicer 121 configuration, over the first 7 rows of the airplane. Just behind the business class are 2 sections of economy, starting on row 39. For some reason, Cathay Pacific skips at rows 1 to 10 and 19 to 38. I don't know why, but if you do, let us know in the comments below.
So it's pretty good for space because it's 32 inches of pitch and 8.5 inches of width.
When it comes to design, these are solid seats, but if you get to fly the Airbus A330 or the Boeing 777, you'll see a much newer version, which is pretty impressive. In fact, the footage I'm showing you was taken on the return flight a few days later, on board the Boeing 777-300. The in-flight entertainment screen is so much larger, and the seats have that deep, lovely green. We'll be reviewing the Airbus A350 at some point, so either hit the bell below or subscribe so you don't miss out.
Let's have a quick tour of the seat.
For today's review, I've perched myself in seat 41A. The bulkhead in row 39 gives far more legroom, but it's in no way bad. The seatback pocket is huge, and with so many pockets, as a result, it makes the space seem that little bit smaller. On a long haul route, the good news is the armrests go all the way up, if you're lucky enough to have no one next to you. And this brings me to my next point. Sometimes if they're feeling good, or if I'm lucky enough, the seat next to me is blocked out. Something I believe they do because they really value their frequent flyers. Something else they do really well is also the personal greeting on board, even if you're in economy. Having boarded first, I had plenty of time while the remaining passengers got on board. The in-flight entertainment screen is a little on the small side,
Oh my.
but the seat is probably about 14 years old, so you have to be fair to it. What I do highly rate though is the entertainment system, which is called Studio CX, and has a vast number of titles catering to both the Western and Asian market. Despite the size of the screen, the layout is very appropriate. Good sized thumbnails, and it's very responsive.
I'm afraid that these delays are out of our airline's control and can only be advised when we're ready for departure and have asked for our necessary clearances. There's a possibility that restrictions will be eased prior to our new allocated slot time, but we are unable to guarantee this.
Unfortunately, due to the early fog, we were waiting to push back, and the captain advised this would be at least 1 hour. To pass the time, the cabin crew leapt into action, producing a milk tea and a mini shortbread. I'm not worried. I have my complimentary bottle of water and the headphones, which are better than usual. They're over the ear and even carry the Cathay Pacific logo. They don't hug your ears tight enough, but better expected for economy. The old safety video was lovely, but I'm not going to show you that because as of August 2024, they have a wonderful and new video, and here it is.
You can stow any hand luggage or large items into overhead compartments for takeoff and landing.
Pretty exciting, yeah? Anyway, if you want to see the full video, you can find it in the description below, along with our upcoming videos and the details for today's journey. But I'm pleased to say we're pushing back. Not that I'm not enjoying myself. It was pretty easy to plane spot, because we kept stopping and starting, as you can see from the huge queue of planes behind us waiting to take off. Before I'd even had a chance to breathe, the crew were like a rocket out of a cannon, and the breakfast service was underway. As I mentioned earlier, Cathay Pacific had to cut costs, after 3 years of barely carrying more than a handful of passengers, due to very tight COVID restrictions. Sadly, the food suffered. It's not in any way bad, but you can just tell there's a little bit of a difference. I still enjoyed it either way. To wash it down, there are no specialty drinks in economy, so I had a Chinese tea without milk and sugar. With 1 hour to go, that's 30 minutes of freedom before the seatbelt sign goes on, so it's time for a loo review. Welcome to the loo tour on the Airbus A330. I didn't really feel like the loo needed narration today. It's a loo, you know what it's for, although it was very clean. Before landing, there was a second drink service, so I opted for a fresh orange juice. And all that was left to do was settle into my seat and make myself a little bit more cosy. If you're wondering why my feet are on top of my shoes, have you ever considered how dirty and disgusting the floor of a plane is? I advise you never find out. When it comes to Cathay Pacific, we are a little bit biased. We've only ever had good experiences. Even our luggage once made the connection despite only having 30 minutes. We'd love to know what you guys think of the airline. Did you fly them before or after COVID? Drop us a comment below.
I'm at the Heritage, 1881 Heritage in Tim Sau Choi, Hong Kong. Cathay Pacific I think is such a good airline. I always enjoy flying them, and although it's just economy, the seat was really good, the food was really good. I particularly enjoyed the chicken sausage, and the meal did fill me up. There's plenty of space within the product. I'd have no problem at all flying that for anything up to 8, 9, 10 hours. Maybe not to London because it's a bit far. I have done it before and you're absolutely exhausted after. Cabin crew, excellent, so smiley, so friendly. They're really apologetic about the 2-hour delay, which was completely out of their hands due to air traffic control. If you saw in the video, like, it was really foggy in Shanghai. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.